Clutch Trucker is filmed before a live studio audience. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks again for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel, now with fluoride. Anyway, shutdown here in Wyoming, just west of Laramie on I-80 at the exit 297, a little no-name truck stop with a dirt lot. But I got a spot at least because this place is going to fill up later. High wind warning, and there goes my light. High wind warning, so it's shut down for all high-profile, lightweight, high-profile vehicles, which is what I am, because I've got a load of styrofoam. Fills the trailer, top to bottom, front to back, but still only weighs 3,000 pounds. So, not feeling like blowing off the road and ending up in a ditch or something. Yes, I followed the instructions and shut down for tonight, and I have to deliver in west of Salt Lake City area tomorrow, Thule, Utah. And I've got a window until 3 p.m., so hopefully I can still make that, as long as they take down the shutdown warning for high-profile vehicles like me with light weights, light loads. If I had had a heavy load, I might have tried to trudge on to see if I can make it. But coming up I-25 in Colorado before I hit Wyoming, I started to almost blow over a couple times, so I'm not risking it. Yeah, of course they didn't have the sign, you know, before Cheyenne or right before Laramie, or maybe I could have gone home again. That kind of makes me mad. But, so it was right after I passed Laramie that I saw this sign. Okay, I know you can't read it, but it does say, closed to high-profile, lightweight vehicles next 55 miles. So, as I'm going along, of course there is an exit at least right after that sign. So I took the Quealy Dome Road exit 297 here, and was able to pull into this truck stop, which is the last one there is before Rollins, and it's the last one between there and all the nasty stuff over Elk Mountain in Arlington, where the winds can get just terrible, the roads can get really bad. So this is kind of like your last chance to shut it down before you run into all the nasty stuff. So that's what I did. And luckily was able to get a spot because it was still early enough in the day. So I had some dash cam stuff I've been saving. If you watch some of my recent videos, I had a good load going down to Florida, and then had to take a really pretty lousy paying load, $1.08 a mile to me, to get out of there. And I'm on my way to go pick up that load. I had this real arsehole, real ass-wagon, driving a truck. He should know better. There's two left turn lanes. I'm in the outer left turn lane, as you always should be in, because, you know, you got to swing wide so you don't clip all the cars in the left lane next to you. So I have the green arrow. I'm going, and this truck coming the other direction decides he's going to make a right turn on red and take out my extra room where I need to swing out. Moron. Asshole, you're a fucking asshole. So for my lousy paying load, getting out of Florida, which only paid me $1.08 a mile, at least one thing cool happened. I got to drive through the Mobile Bay area, Mobile, Alabama, where you go over the bay and then you drop down into a tunnel underneath the bay and come back up in the city. Unfortunately, it all happened at night, but at least the tunnel part was still cool, and I thought I'd show you that video and speed it up just for some fun. Okay, so delivered that roll of giant rolls of toilet paper that were cut down into smaller ones at this plant in Mississippi. Then picked up another load in Mississippi of regular giant rolls of paper going up to Chicago. Delivered that, and then got a load that I was picking up in Shelbyville, Illinois, of packaging stuff for a food company in Colorado. And of course, that's when the weather started coming in. The big storm was coming through with all the ice and the snow. And it was just pure rain as I went down to pick it up. I made it to a truck stop. I had a PC to do that. And then tried to wait out the storm. And I waited out most of it with the freezing rain and all that. Then Sunday morning, oh, let me mention before I even got there, After I did get loaded in Shelbyville, I was driving towards that truck stop to PC for that night, and a couple of the roads were getting flooded over in a couple of the small towns I was driving to, trying to make it to a safe haven, to a truck stop. And then all of a sudden, all these first responder vehicles were flying by me past this little tiny town, and I thought, okay, maybe the road's flooded up ahead. What's going on? Well, it wasn't that. It was a car wedged under a train. All right, looks like I'm coming up on whatever the issue is up here, which means I may not be able to get through. We'll see what's going on. We're looking over at the train. Maybe the train's derailed. I see some first responders out there and their reflective stuff hiking up towards the train. Try to slowly get through so we don't bug anybody. Looks like it's a trail derailment. A train derailment. Oh! The train hit a car. That's why there's so many emergency vehicles out here. There's a coal train, I don't know if it's got full of coal to my left. And there's two tracks, obviously. And at the last car, on the right track, there was a car wedged underneath one of the rail cars. I couldn't see it on the video. It looks like there's a whole bunch of dirt that went off right there. So my guess is the car spun off, it bounced out of the ditch, went up there, and the train was moving and hit the train. Yeah, there was a car definitely wedged underneath the train car. A little black sedan. So, and from the dirt I saw after where it was wedged into the train, it looks like I say, it went off the road, bounced out of the ditch, up onto the railroad tracks, and got pinned underneath probably the moving train, and maybe even helped derail it a little bit. So that's something you don't see every day. Now, unfortunately, you can't really see it in the video. I was just able to look to the side and see it as I went by. But yeah, there was a car wedged under the train, under a coal train car. All it looked like is he was coming the other way, went off in the ditch on the right side, went across the road again, bounced off the ditch, and went up onto the railroad tracks to this train that was backing up and got wedged underneath that rail car. Kind of freaky stuff, I tell you. Oh, now, after I got parked for the night and tried to wait out that storm that came through with all the freezing rain, I wasn't going to get out there on the road with the freezing rain. There's nothing you can do on ice. All it'll do is make your truck slide off the road that much faster, so I decided to wait it out. So then Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, when I did get on the road, roads were still icy and pretty bad, and came across this car flipped on its top. Well, got something going on up here ahead. I sat out most of the storm hoping to avoid ending up in the ditch like quite a few cars and pickups I've already seen. Waited for mainly daylight. The roads have been kind of back and forth between good and icy and good and icy, and looks like we got something coming on up ahead here. I'm mainly trying to stay in the left lane where there's a little more slush and snow to kind of grip onto. Like I'm going to have to move over. Oh yeah, got a car flipped over in the median up here. On its top. That didn't look like it was a fun ride. And I can't remember where this one was exactly in the last few days, but came across a truck in the median. He wasn't flipped over. He managed to stay upright, but still was slid off the road because of nasty conditions, or just wasn't paying attention, or both. Finally delivering in Denver this morning, early this morning at 6 a.m. I had stopped through the house Sunday night. My son's birthday, youngest son, is having his birthday later this week, so we went out to dinner to celebrate that. So at least I got to do that. And then picked up a load of styrofoam in the Denver area today, and was trying to make it over to Tule, Utah for delivery tomorrow. As I was coming up I-25, before I even got into Wyoming, the winds were already really bad. This load weighs all of 3,000 pounds. It's styrofoam, top to bottom, front to back in the trailer, and yet that's all it weighs. It's like pulling an empty trailer. And I almost kind of blew over a couple of times on I-25. Once I got on I-80 heading towards Laramie. Of course, they didn't bother to throw up that sign until I was past Laramie to let me know that the road was shut down to high-profile, lightweight vehicles. So here I am, parked at this no-name truck stop off exit 297 off the Quilly Dome Road in Wyoming, waiting out the wind advisory. So hopefully tomorrow I can be on my way. So that's it. You gotta love it, baby. So hope you enjoyed some of this dash cam stuff. And thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe. Please like, please ring the bell, sniff the magic YouTube fairy dust. As always, clutch out.